Speaking with Confidence with Ale.
Hello, and welcome back to Speaking with Confidence. I'm Ale, and this is our hour to practice English. And what do? Well, we build the language little by little. We start with a little bit about life. We learn the words we need. We look at the grammar that helps us speak more clearly, and then we practice until it feels natural. And today is Monday, and because it's Monday, we're going to talk about something very everyday, very every Monday. And this is our things, other people's things, and shared things. Things on the table, things in the fridge, in the office, things in your apartment, in your house, things that disappear, and things that can become a problem. Because if you think about it, a small object can create a big misunderstanding, right? A charger, a jacket, a cup, a key, a shelf in the fridge, and you think, oh, it's not a big deal. But then someone at home says, or in the office, excuse me, that's mine. And then everything can change. This is where English becomes practical, because we need to say who something belongs to. And we need to say, whose is this? We also need to say, it's mine, it's yours, it's Anna's, it's my brother's, it's not ours. Very short sentences, but very useful sentences as well. And this is especially important for Spanish speakers, such as you and me, because we often say, es de Ana, o es mío, es suyo, es nuestro. Right? But in English, we have different little forms. My, mine, your, yours, his, her, hers, and so on and so forth. So those are small words, but they do a lot of work. And because of this, today is not about sounding perfect. It's about sounding clear, because when you share a space with other people, not just at home, but maybe also at work, clarity helps, right? At home, at work, in the classroom, in a hotel, in a kitchen, and even with your friends, sometimes one clear sentence can avoid a whole uncomfortable situation. So today, we're going to practice with these useful words. All right, English of belongings, of shared spaces, lending things, and personal space. All right, so let's begin today's conversation. And before we go into our grammar, as we always do, we are going to build our vocabulary with useful words for this topic. And the first word today is belongings. And this is a plural noun, and it's also a countable noun. And the definition of this word is the personal things that someone owns or carries. The things that someone owns or carries. So this in Spanish is pertenencias. So how can we use it? At the swimming pool, belongings can disappear quickly if bags stay open. At the swimming pool, belongings can disappear quickly if bags stay open. Especially during this time, during the summertime, right? Pools are packed with people. So you have to be careful with your belongings. You have to keep your bags closed. All right, next word today is charger. Charger, and this is also a noun, and a charger is a countable noun, and it's a device used to give power to a phone, a laptop, or in Spanish, this is cargador, right? Cargador. So a device used to give power to a phone, a laptop. It could be anything, really. There are lamps that need to be charged. There are shaving machines to be charged. All right, so how can we use this? A charger is often the most popular object in a busy office. A charger is often the most popular object in a busy office. All right, very good. Let's move on to the next word, and this is a drawer. Drawer. And let me spell that for you. D-R-A-W-E-R. And this is a noun, also a countable noun. And a drawer is a box-shaped part of a furniture, of a piece of furniture that you pull out to keep things inside. And this in Spanish is cajón, a box-shaped part of a furniture that you pull out to keep things inside. How do we use this word in English? The kitchen drawer became a secret home for old batteries and pens. The kitchen drawer became a secret home for old batteries and pens. All right. Next word is shelf. And shelf is also a noun, also countable. And a shelf is a flat surface on a wall or inside a piece of furniture where you put things. And this in Spanish is estante o repisa. All right, shelf. There is one shelf in the fridge for breakfast food. There is one shelf in the fridge for breakfast food. All right, very good. Next word is borrow. Borrow, and let me spell this one for you. B-O-R-R-O-W. Borrow, and this one is a verb. And to borrow means to take and use something for a short period of time, and then you have to give it back. So you take and use something for a short period of time, and then you give it back. So borrow is pedir prestado, to borrow. Okay, so how do we use it? Before a trip, people often borrow a suitcase from someone. People often borrow a suitcase from someone. To borrow. And the next word is its opposite. Lend. Lend. So this is also a verb. And to lend is to give something to someone for a short period of time, expecting it back. So this is you giving something to someone for a short period of time as well, and you expect to get it back. All right, so this in Spanish, prestar. Prestar. All right, to lend. How do we use it? Some people lend books easily, but not headphones. What do you lend? Do you lend books? I remember I used to lend books, and then I stopped lending books because I would never get them back. Some people lend books easily, but not headphones. All right. Our next word is return. And return is also a verb. And to return is to give something back to the person or place it came from. So in Spanish, this is devolver. So you give something back to the person or a place where it came from. All right. How do we use it? after the weekend, remember to return the spare key. Spare, la llave extra. After the weekend, remember to return the spare key. All right, very good. And our final word today is privacy. And this is a noun, and privacy is an uncountable noun. What does it mean? The freedom to be alone or to keep personal things private. And this in Spanish, privacidad, intimidad. How do we use it? In a small apartment or flat, privacy can feel like a luxury. In a small apartment, privacy can feel like a luxury. All right, very good. So, what about you? Do you share rooms with somebody? Or do you have your own room? If you live with your partner, then you share rooms with this person. You know, if you're married to this person, also, you don't have to be married, but if you're living with somebody, you have to share that space, your bedroom, with this person. And if you're a brother, someone's sibling, someone's sister or brother, the same thing happens, right? Sometimes you have to share your room with your sister or your brother, maybe more than one sister or brother. All right. So let me say these words out loud one more time, and then we can practice with the translation. So the first word was belongings. Remember to say these words after me. Belongings. Charger. Drawer. Shelf. Borrow. Lend. Return. Privacy. And the word in Spanish is estante. Shelf. Repisa as well. Shelf. Very good. Cargador. Charger. Pertenencias. Belongings. Very good. Pedir prestado. Borrow. Prestar. Lend. Devolver. Return. I would say these three go together. Borrow, lend, and return. Y la última, privacidad o intimidad. Privacidad, sobre todo, privacy. Very good. All right, so now that we've got those words, let's practice with some of them and guessing the definition, the word from the definition. All right? So listen carefully. This is, let's see, to take something from another person for a short time and give it back later. What am I talking about? To take something from another person for a short time and give it back later. This is borrow. Very good. So when you borrow, you have to remember that you are borrowing something from someone. You are taking this from someone. Very good. What about personal belongings that someone owns or carries? Personal belongings or personal things, I meant to say, and I already gave you the answer. So personal things that someone owns or carries, and that, of course, is belongings. All right, next one, listen to this. The feeling or right to keep your personal life or space separate from others. The feeling or right to keep your personal life or space separate from others. What am I talking about? Privacy. Very good. To give something to another person for a short period of time and expect it back. So this is to give something to another person for a short time. And this is, remember, the opposite of borrow. This would be then lend. So remember, borrow, you take, lend, you give. All right? And finally, a flat place where you put objects, often on a wall or in a cupboard. So a flat place where you put objects, and this could be in a cupboard or on a wall. What is this? This is, the easiest way to remember is where you put your books. So this is a shelf. Very good. All right. Let's continue now with our next exercise. And this is, as you know, you have to choose the best word that fits my sentence. Remember, these are the words that you will be using. Charger, drawer, privacy, return, and lend. So, listen to this one. My phone is at 2%. Do you have what's the missing word? My phone is at 2%. Do you have a charger? Very good. Do you have a charger? All right, excellent. Next one, listen to this. I can use my umbrella, but I need it back tonight. I can use my umbrella, but I need it back tonight. So which word fits? Do you remember all the words? Charger, drawer, privacy, return, and lend. I can lend you my umbrella, but I need it back tonight. So the word is lend. Very good. All right. I don't like people looking at my screen. I need a little. Well, now say that one more time. I don't like people looking at my screen. I need a little. Is it charger, drawer, privacy, return, or lend? I would say privacy. So listen. I don't like people looking at my screen. I need a little privacy. Very good. All right, so let's do the last one. Oh, almost. The clean towels are in the bottom. The clean towels are in the bottom. So what is it? Charger, drawer, privacy, return, or lend. And if you said drawer, then you are correct. The clean towels are in the bottom drawer. Very good. In the bottom drawer. Excellent. And the last one, listen to this. Please, something, something. The visitor badge before you leave the building. Please. The visitor badge before you leave the building. So what is it? Charger, drawer, privacy, return, or lend. Please return the visitor badge before you leave the building. The visitor badge. All right, return the visitor badge. Very good. Excellent. So we are now going to move to our next exercise. And what you have to do here is build a sentence. Very easy. This is a question. The first one is a question. And the words are borrow a pen for a minute. Borrow a pen for a minute. How can you build a sentence with this? You might need to add something else. You can add can and I. So what would you say? Can I borrow a pen for a minute? Can I borrow a pen for a minute? Very good. All right, let's do another one. Listen to this. The scissors please, after class, return the scissors. Please, after class, return. You ready? This is also a question. No, it's not. It's not a question. Please return the scissors after class. Very good. Please return the scissors after class. Very good. All right, let's do another one. In the hallway, don't belongings leave. In the hallway, don't belongings and leave. You ready? Don't leave belongings in the hallway. Don't leave belongings in the hallway. I would say your belongings in the hallway. Please don't leave your belongings in the hallway. All right, so let me ask you. Let me do the last sentence. The words are the spare blankets. Remember, spare significa extra o adicionales. The spare blankets in, and then the bottom drawer. The spare blankets in the bottom drawer. Can you put this sentence together? The spare blankets are in the bottom drawer. Very good. The spare blankets are in the bottom drawer. All right. Very good. Okay. So now let me ask you a few questions. You can answer out loud or in your head. So remember, what is one thing you never lend? Can you think about that? What is one thing you never lend? In my case, it would have to be, I never lend my AirPods. I never lend my AirPods because I use them every day and only I use them, right? Because they go in my ear and I don't want anyone else to use my AirPods but me. All right. I believe you do the same if you have AirPods or any earpiece to listen to music, right? You never lend those. I think it's only right. How about this one? Where do you usually keep important documents? Where do you usually keep important documents? My answer is I keep them in a drawer in my bedroom. I keep them in a drawer in my bedroom. Where do you keep important documents? I keep them there because it's a special drawer only for important documents. And I want them to be in my bedroom because that way I know exactly where they are and I am the one responsible for those. So that's where I keep my documents, in a drawer in my bedroom. How about you? Where do you keep yours? In your office, or you have an office at home, or where do you keep them? Another question. Why is privacy important in a shared flat? What do you think? Well, not just a shared flat at home. Why is privacy important when you're living with other people? What do you think? I think that privacy is important because everyone needs personal space, right? I live with my family, with my daughters, and because we share this space, we need to have personal space as well. And so I think it's really important that we respect each other's privacy. And I think you would agree with me too. All right, and let's see. What do people often borrow at work? What do people often borrow at work? What do they borrow from you? In my case, people often borrow pens. They also borrow chargers for their phones. I borrow my friend's charger for my computer sometimes. What do you borrow. All right. So we're going to go on a break. And don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we are going to work and continue working on our belongings, shared spaces, also invisible rules, and we'll also share a little life fact about that. Okay, so don't go anywhere, and we will be right back.
Lo que oyes.
You're listening to the right radio. You're listening to Vaughan Radio. You're listening to Vaughan Radio.
Estas vacaciones, haz un viaje para tu inglés. Con los cursos intensivos semanales de Vaughan, mejora tu inglés durante cualquier periodo vacacional. Navidad, Semana Santa, verano, tú decides cuándo. Una semana para mejorar tu fluidez. Gana confianza al hablar. Aprovecha tu tiempo libre al máximo. Y lo mejor es que puedes reservar tu curso desde ya para asegurarte tu plaza en el momento que prefieras. No dejes pasar la oportunidad de avanzar en tu inglés estas vacaciones. Entra en grupovaughan.com/intensivos y contrata tu semana intensiva hoy mismo, porque tu inglés también merece unas vacaciones.
Mommy, Daddy, these summer English books are so much fun.
¿Quieres que este verano tus hijos repasen inglés de forma divertida? Tenemos justo lo que necesitas. Llega Summer English. Listen, practice, learn. La nueva colección de cuadernos de Vaughan para niños de primero a sexto de primaria. Con juegos, gramática, vocabulario, audios y actividades online. Todo al más puro estilo Vaughan. Ya disponibles en vaughantienda.com y librerías seleccionadas. Este verano, aprender inglés será su plan favorito.
¿Quieres mejorar tu inglés sin complicaciones? Vaughan Inglés 4.0 es el curso de inglés más completo en formato audio, con casi 600 clases desde cero hasta nivel avanzado. Paso a paso, donde y cuando quieras. Claro, práctico y eficaz. Gramática, vocabulario, pronunciación y sobre todo, resultados. Busca nuestro podcast Vaughan Inglés 4.0 en iVoox.
Este verano, ¿quieres que tus hijos se diviertan, vivan 1000 aventuras y además ganen fluidez en inglés, rodeados de naturaleza y con los mejores monitores angloparlantes Vaughan? Tráelos a nuestro Vaughan Summer Camps, con cabañas, actividades acuáticas, multiaventura, nuevos amigos y entornos increíbles donde aprenderán a resolver situaciones cotidianas en inglés sin darse cuenta. Más de 3.000 niños viven nuestras inversiones cada año. Encuentra tu mejor Summer Camp sin salir de España. Contrata tu mejor camp.
Come to learn with us at Vaughan.
¿Te apuntas?
En Vaughan Town hay un antes y un después. El antes es inseguridad, titubeo, fastidio. El después es confianza, convicción y arrojo. Y esto en solo 6 días.
El mayor ambiente lingüístico jamás creado, con la mayor variedad de acentos nativos nunca antes reunidos. Vaughan Town, el pueblo anglo de Vaughan. Vaughan Town. Rechaza imitaciones. Infórmate en el 911335833.
Vaughan Town. Cambia tu inglés ya.
Encuentra todos los libros de nuestros presentadores de radio en las tiendas Vaughan. Nosotros te ayudamos a encontrar el libro perfecto para ti, para todos los niveles y edades. También encontrarás libros de alemán, francés y mucho más. Estamos en calle Orense 75, en Madrid, o en nuestras 6 delegaciones por España. Ven a vernos o visita vaughantienda.com. Vaughan, Learn English.
Escúchanos en cualquier momento y en cualquier lugar. Descarga la app de Vaughan Radio.
You are listening to
Everyday.
To listen to Vaughan Radio.
You're listening to Vaughan Radio.
Tune in every day.
Vaughan Radio.
Speaking with Confidence with Ale.
Welcome back to Speaking with Confidence here on Vaughan Radio. I'm Ale, and today we're talking about possessives. My, mine, your, yours, Anna's, my parents, whose, and all those words that help us say who something belongs to. But before we go into the grammar, let's start with a little life fact. So here's something interesting. Have you noticed that in shared spaces, people, you, me, everybody, we often create invisible rules? Creamos reglas invisibles. Not official rules, not written rules, no son reglas que están escritas, but mental rules, little mental rules. For example, you say, this is where I put my cup, right? You identify the place where you put your cup or where you put your toothbrush. And if you live in an apartment, in a shared apartment with someone who's not your relative, you decide which side of the fridge you will normally use. And you say, this is my side of the fridge, right? And at home with your family, I don't know if, I'm sure you do this too. You feel like this chair in particular at the table is my chair. This is my seat. And you always sit in this one chair and in this place. And also for other things like a drawer, like the drawer I was telling you about before. This drawer is my drawer, and it's an important drawer because it's important. It has important things in it. Right? And when someone breaks one of those invisible rules, we can feel uncomfortable, even if the object is small. Muchas veces el problema no es solo el objeto, no es un cargador que te toman prestado o que lo toman sin tu permiso, o una taza que es tuya, o mueven tu taza del sitio en el que debería estar. Es la sensación de espacio personal, de respeto, de orden o de confianza. Y por eso en inglés saber decir it's mine or it's yours or whose is this is not just grammar, it's social language. It helps us avoid tension. It helps us sound respectful, and it also helps us fix little misunderstandings before they become bigger. So, that being said, let's move into today's grammar. And today's grammar focus is possessives. And what are possessives? Possessives help us answer one basic question. Nos ayudan a responder una pregunta muy elemental. Who does this belong to? ¿A quién le pertenece? ¿O de quién es esto? Who does this belong to? So we are going to focus on 5 points. All right? 5 points. And point number 1 is possessive adjectives. We're going to work on possessive adjectives. We've done this before, so it's going to be a quick review. Possessive adjectives are words like my, your, his, her, its, our, and their. We use these adjectives before a noun, antes de un sustantivo. Possessive adjectives. So the structure is, for example, my and the noun, your and the noun, his and the noun, and so on. All right? His, her, its, our, and their, plus a noun. For example, this is my seat. Or, is that your notebook? Or, his mug is next to the coffee machine. Right? Or, her scarf is on the chair. And finally, our classroom is downstairs. Our classroom is downstairs. So remember the structure. possessive adjective plus a noun. Okay? In Spanish, nosotros decimos su teléfono o mis llaves, sus libros, etcétera, etcétera. So remember, possessive adjective and noun. El adjetivo posesivo y el sustantivo después. Repeat after me. My bag, your phone, his jacket, her keys, our table, their flat. All right? That's the first point, possessive adjective plus a noun. Point number 2, possessive pronouns. We've also been through this. Possessive pronouns. What are those? Mine, yours, his, hers, ours, and theirs. Now what's the difference? Possessive pronouns replace the noun. Estos reemplazan al sustantivo. That means we do not repeat the noun. For example, we'd say, this umbrella is mine. That ticket is yours. The blue folder is hers. The last table is ours. And the lockers at the back are theirs. In Spanish, this would be mine, mío, mía, mío, o mías. All right? All of those with just one word, mine. Yours, por lo tanto, tuyo, tuya, tuyos y tuyas. Hers, suyo o suya de ella, ¿no? Suya o suyo de ella. Hers. Ours, nuestro, nuestra, nuestros o nuestras. Theirs, suyo, suya, de ellos o de ellas, el plural. And his, suyo o suya, pero de él. All right? So it's really important that you do not put a noun after mine, yours, hers, ours, theirs. No poner un sustantivo justo después de estos pronombres. Okay? Not like this. This is mine charger. No. For that, we would use the possessive adjective. This is my charger. But because we're using a possessive pronoun, we'd say, this is mine. Or this charger is mine. Okay? Or this is my charger. All right? So let's compare. This is my charger. The charger is mine. This is your coat. The coat is yours. This is her bag. The bag is hers. If you notice, his is the same in both forms. All right? This is his book. The book is his. See? Same thing in English. The possessive pronoun is the same as the possessive adjective, his and his. All right? Point number 3 is possessive with names and people. So what do we do there? ¿Qué hacemos aquí? When something belongs to a person, cuando algo le pertenece a alguien, we often use apostrophe S, un apóstrofe y la S, with a name or with people. For example, Lucia's laptop is on the desk. So what am I saying? Whose laptop is this? It's Lucia's. And because we want to show that it belongs to her, that it's not my laptop, it's hers. But we are going to replace the pronoun with the person's name. Lucia, apostrophe S, Lucia's laptop is on the desk. My uncle's address is in the notebook. My uncle's address is in the notebook. ¿De quién es la dirección? ¿De quién es la dirección? De mi tío. Y para demostrar esto, añadimos una apóstrofe y una S después de tío. My uncle's address is in the notebook. Let's try another one. The manager's office is near the lift or the elevator. The manager's office is near the lift. And Clara's bicycle is outside. Clara's bicycle is outside. We could say her bicycle is outside, right? But because we want to be specific and name the person who owns that bicycle, we would say Clara's bicycle is outside. In Spanish, we often say el portátil de Lucía, right? In English, we usually say Lucia's laptop. So we place the noun after the person. Lucia's laptop. So the structure is like this. Person plus apostrophe S and then the thing. Let's do more examples. Daniel's headphones. My sister's room. And you have to watch out with your pronunciation because you have to make that S sound clear. The teacher's pen. Laura's suitcase. All right. This is very common. You use it many times, but it's important that you also write it. You also have to be careful with your spelling. There is an apostrophe and an S to show possessive. All right? To show possession. Point number 4 is plural possession. And this is interesting because we use the apostrophe with plural nouns. For example, friends, parents, students. So when the owner is plural and it already ends with an S, then what we do is we usually put the apostrophe after the S. Es decir, que cuando el sustantivo ya termina en S, no es necesario añadir una S más. Lo único que hacemos es mover el apóstrofe o ponerlo después de esa S que ya lleva ese sustantivo. Por eso te decía friends, parents, students. Estos son sustantivos en plural. Amigos, padres, estudiantes. All right? So if I say one friend, you would say my friend's car. What is it that you do? You add an apostrophe, S, and car because it's one friend. My friend's car. When it's more than one friend, then you say my friend's, and then the apostrophe after this S, my friend's car. All right? Same thing for parents. One parent is my parents' decision. But if it's your two parents, you'd say my parents' apostrophe S and decision. So, la pronunciación es exactamente la misma, pero al momento de tener cuidado con la ortografía, tenemos que añadir una apóstrofe después de la S del sustantivo en plural, que ya termina en una S. El último ejemplo. One student, the student's desk, right? Many students, the students, apostrophe, desks. Entonces, un estudiante, the student, apóstrofe S, students, desk. Y si son varios, la misma pronunciación de students, simplemente que ponemos la apóstrofe después de esta S y el siguiente sustantivo, desk. All right? All right, so in writing, the apostrophe, remember, changes place. Okay, as I said, in speaking, it sounds the same. All right, but you will be able to tell the difference when you are aware of the context. By the context, you will be able to tell this difference. All right? So, also, another thing to remember is that some plural words are irregular and they do not need to end in S. So what we do is add apostrophe S. All right? When they don't end with an S, what we do is we add that S. And these are plural nouns. For example, some of those are children. So what do we do there? Este es un sustantivo plural en inglés. Children, que significa niños. Children, no lleva S. ¿Qué hacemos en este caso? Añadimos el apóstrofe y después la S para convertirla en un sustantivo, pero estamos mostrando la posesión de este sustantivo plural. All right, children's. Otro sustantivo, women. Women, no woman, because that would be singular, but women es un sustantivo plural, a plural noun. What do? Again, we add apostrophe S, so women's. Same thing for men, men's, apostrophe S. All right, people, people, apostrophe S, people's. All right, so this would sound like this. The children's coats are by the door. The children's coats are by the door. Los abrigos de los niños están junto a la puerta. The women's changing room is upstairs. The women's changing room is upstairs. The men's shoes are outside. The men's shoes are outside. Los zapatos o los calzados de los hombres o de los varones están afuera. All right, very good. So remember that. We have to remember about the plural possession with nouns that end in S. You put the apostrophe after the S. And when the noun doesn't end with an S, you add the apostrophe and then the S. All right? Okay, point number 5, who's for questions. Remember, we've been through this as well. Who's for question. Who's, W-H-O-S-E, for questions. So we use who's to also talk about possession like this. Whose, de quién, para hacer una pregunta. Whose bottle is this? ¿De quién es esta botella? It's Daniel's. Para mostrar que le pertenece a Daniel. It's Daniel's. Whose glasses are these? Estamos haciendo la pregunta. Estamos preguntando a quién le pertenecen. Whose glasses are these? Answer. They're mine. They're mine. All right, we're using two structures. They're mine. Whose backpack is under the table? Whose backpack is under the table? ¿De quién es la mochila que está debajo de la mesa? It's hers. Es de ella. It's hers. All right. Whose keys are on the counter? Whose keys are on the counter? We are asking, we're forming a question with whose to ask about possession. They're my brothers. They're my brothers. Or they are my brothers. But we are contracting. They're my brothers. Son de mi hermano. All right, so we're using brothers, possessive with an apostrophe and then S. Okay? So there's an important thing here that I have to tell you. Una pequeña nota. Porque la pronunciación es exactamente la misma cuando estamos refiriéndonos a dos cosas diferentes. Whose and whose. ¿Quién y de a quién le pertenece? ¿A quién y de quién? So, whose, W-H-O-S-E, is for possession. But W-H-O apostrophe is who is or who has or who is at the door or who is over there, who's got the tickets. All right? Completely different meanings. Okay? Very good. And so repeat after me. Whose is this? Whose bag is this? Whose shoes are these? Whose idea was it? And then you can answer with any of these. It's mine, it's yours, it's Sara, it's ours. All right? Okay, very good. Now that we've got all of these, let's go ahead and practice with these 5 points that we've just gone through. All right, let's see. We're going to begin with translation. So, listen carefully. Este cargador es mío. Este cargador es mío. This charger is mine. Very good. Mine. And useful word here. What's the useful word? Charger. This charger is mine. Another one. ¿De quién son estas llaves? Question. ¿De quién son estas llaves? Remember, what do we use to form a question? Talking about possession. Whose keys are these? Whose keys are these? Very good. Excellent. Now, W-H-O-S-E for possession, right? Good. La mochila de Marta está debajo de la silla. La mochila de Marta está debajo de la silla. So what do we use here? Possessive as with an apostrophe. So how would that sound? Marta's backpack is under the table. Very good. Marta's backpack is debajo de la silla, under the chair, not table. Okay, how about this one? Nuestro cajón está lleno. Nuestro cajón está lleno. Our drawer is full. Our drawer is full. Very good. Remember, we're using useful words. Drawer is our useful word here. Another one. Esos vasos son de mis padres. Esos vasos son de mis padres. So how would you say this sentence in English? Those glasses are, ¿de quién son? My parents. All right, those glasses are my parents. How did you write parents? We added an apostrophe after the S because we are talking about both of them, not just one. Both of them. Those glasses are my parents. Very good. All right. You can also say, those are my parents' glasses. También podrías decirlo de esta manera. Those are my parents' glasses. Lo que no varía es la forma en cómo es escrito parents. Parents, sustantivo en plural, que ya lleva una S, ponemos simplemente un apóstrofe después de esta S. So, those are my parents' glasses. All right, very good. All right, so what are we going to do next? We are going to choose the correct option. I'll give you two phrases, 2 sentences, and you tell me which one is the right one. So listen carefully. This is my mine shelf. What do you think it is? This is my or mine shelf. Is it my or mine? This is my shelf. Very good. Let's do another one. This red suitcase is her or hers? This red suitcase is her or hers? ¿A quién le pertenece? This red suitcase is hers. Very good. It belongs to her. Sí, le pertenece a ella. Pero it's hers. Es de ella. Hers. Aquí no hay apóstrofe, pero se escribe con una S. It's hers. All right? Very good. Next. I borrowed Carlos headphones. Now, what do I need to do here? I borrowed Carlos headphones. What do we do here? Now, this is a tricky question because this is a name, a person's name. And we can't change the person's name, right? So in this case, what we do is we add an extra S to the name because this happens with names that already end with an S. What we do is we add an apostrophe, and then the S. So then the sound of this name would sound different. A little different. Suena un poquito diferente. Porque es un sustantivo que termina en S. Y lo que hemos hecho es añadirle el apóstrofe y una S. Pero además la pronunciación es distinta. Listen. I borrowed Carlos's headphones. Así suena. I borrowed Carlos's headphones. Podríamos decir lo mismo de Marcos. I borrowed Marcos's headphones. Y todos los sustantivos que terminan en S, o sea, quiero decir, todos los nombres que terminan, nombres personales que terminan en S, tienen ese sonido al final. Carlos's, Marcos's, all right? So stay tuned because after this, the lunchtime show is up with Rob and Andrea. Thank you for joining me on Speaking with Confidence here on Vaughan Radio. Keep practicing and keep building the language. I will see you tomorrow. Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good day.
Estás escuchando Vaughan Radio.
¿Tus hijos necesitan dar un salto de inglés este verano? ¿Tienen planes en el extranjero o simplemente quieren ganar confianza? Apúntales a nuestras clases particulares one-to-one. Con nuestras clases one-to-one ganarán confianza en inglés para alcanzar nuevas oportunidades. El inglés abre puertas y con Vaughan aprenderán inglés para vivir sus sueños. No esperes más y entra en grupovaughan.com e infórmate.
Hello, friends. It's that time of year again as we celebrate the Canada Day Pancake Breakfast in support of the Asociación Española contra el Cáncer. With the support of Vaughan Radio, we once again welcome you to join us for breakfast on Sunday, July 5th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Toast Tap Room Malasaña, Calle San Vicente Ferrer 33 in Madrid. Enjoy authentic Canadian-style pancakes and maple syrup, with a portion of each breakfast sold being donated to the Asociación Española contra el Cáncer, along with all the funds from our prize raffle, Nuestra Rifa. This year we have great prizes from Air Canada, Taste of America, Maltman Brewing, and more. Join us for a great time in support of a great cause at the 8th Annual Canada Day Pancake Breakfast, Sunday, July 5th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Toast Tap Room Malasaña. I hope to see you there, and happy Canada Day.
Vaughan revoluciona el aprendizaje de idiomas con Speak Pro, la inteligencia artificial diseñada para mejorar tu inglés. Pronunciación precisa, fluidez y confianza lleva tu inglés al siguiente nivel. Pruébalo gratis hoy en speakpro.es. Tu inglés está a punto de cambiar para siempre.
Mommy, Daddy, these summer English books are so much fun.
¿Quieres que este verano tus hijos repasen inglés de forma divertida? Tenemos justo lo que necesitas. Llega Summer English. Listen, Practice, Learn. La nueva colección de cuadernos de Vaughan para niños de primero a sexto de primaria. Con juegos, gramática, vocabulario, audios y actividades online. Todo al más puro estilo Vaughan. Ya disponibles en vaughantienda.com y librerías seleccionadas. Este verano, aprender inglés será su plan favorito.
Este verano, ¿quieres que tus hijos se diviertan, vivan 1000 aventuras y además ganen fluidez en inglés, rodeados de naturaleza y con los mejores monitores angloparlantes Vaughan? Tráelos a nuestro Vaughan Summer Camps. Hay 4 ubicaciones diferentes para que elijas tu mejor opción. Con cabañas, actividades acuáticas, multiaventura, nuevos amigos y entornos increíbles donde aprenderán a resolver situaciones cotidianas en inglés sin darse cuenta. Más de 3000 niños viven nuestras inversiones cada año. Encuentra tu mejor Summer Camp sin